It's July, and the moon is high in the sky. So you know what that means. It's full Moon Readathon time. I think this will actually technically be the first readathon video on this channel, but it won't be the last. It's kind of a relief now that I have this channel that I can just make readathon videos. I don't do very many of them, but sometimes I do. Case in point, this one. Full Moon Readathon is an annual, right? That's the right term? Readathon hosted by Jan Agaton, one of my lovely friends, one of the loveliest people on the planet. Jan, shut up. Accept the compliment. Full Moon Readathon, you typically have 4 creatures that have different phases of the moon that are different prompts, and the goal is to end up collecting all the phases of each prompt till you get to the full moon prompt, and then you can collect that creature. But no one's gonna tell on you if you don't do them in order of the phases. It's fine. These year's characters included the Grim Reaper, a spider, a goblin, and zombie. I knew that from the top of my head, which a zombie may not have. So, suck it, zombies. Actually, please don't. Keep your mouth away from me. Everyone, keep your mouth away from me, actually. I participated in this last year, had a really fun time, so I thought, why not go ahead and do it again this year? Because I have a lot of my TBR that needs to get done. And I just like readathons, man. I like the completionist aspect of it. So let's go over my tentative TBR per the prompts. These are all the books that I have physically, and this already is, in itself, pretty ambitious. Hello? 2 of the books that I'm getting are loans from the library, so I don't have them. But hey, considering that I'm trying to prioritize my owned TBR in this readathon, you know, like I said, I think this is pretty good. 6 out of the 8. It's pretty good. Starting off with the Grim Reaper prompt is book you could use as a weapon, so 400 plus pages. And for this, I chose Babel. Well, I mean, it also surrounds death and stuff like that, but look at this chonker. Look at this chonker. It's been on my list to read for forever. Everyone and their mother knows about this book. If you don't, it's dark academia centered. These kids go to a fictional Oxford where they transmutate languages into magical bars. Something like that. The next prompt simply involves death. The Secret History. This starts with a death. Again, I don't have to explain this one to you. You probably know what this is. But basically, it's kind of the icon of dark academia reading. The Darling, which, you know what they say about darlings. Bunny fans, anyone? It starts with a death. Well, I mean, it's all surrounding death. The whole thing is about death. Jan was like, I can't believe you're doing Babel and The Secret History in 1 week. Or, you know, for one readathon. But listen to that flop, baby. That's what they say about me. And then finally, Jan has the very smart thing to do, which is the final prompt, the full moon prompt, is always kind of an activity prompt, you know, to give you a break from reading and also just to do things. And it's take a nap, right? It's take a nap. Be dead for a while. Yeah. The next character is the spider, and the first prompt is a creepy book. For this, I am choosing Shiki, Volume 1. This is the Japanese edition that I got for probably like 25-50 cents at a local bookstore, but I found an online translation, so I'm gonna read it. Something about a bunch of mysterious deaths happening in some rural village. I'm interested. The second prompt is an 8 book. Now, this can be interpreted very widely. As long as you have something with 8 to do with the book, it counts. So it can be 8 letters in the title. It can be the author has 8 kids. You know, it's very open to interpretation. But for me, it was pretty easy. Die Dark Volume 8. I love this manga series by one of my favorite manga authors. If you've watched any of my videos, you've probably heard me talk about them. I've been waiting to read this new latest volume, and I can't wait to get into it. Our main character is this kid named Zahasanko, and basically if you kill him, and you get his bones, you can get any wish you want granted. So obviously he's got to defend himself from a whole lot of crap. And he goes around with just this team of ragtag kind of bandits, the Queen of Death. I love her. I love them. It's just a good time. Ah! The Secret History fell. Rome has fallen! Capture something in your web. Treat yourself. Yes, my laptop is right here, and no, we're not going to talk about it. You expect me to memorize all this crap? I barely memorized my own name! Do I know what I'm going to treat myself with yet? No. We'll figure it out. The zombie prompt. The first one is slow burn / pace. Well, Stephen Graham Jones, you get to chokehold me again. The Buffalo Hunter. This is supposedly another slower pace Stephen Graham Jones work. Slower paced in terms of comparison to other things he's done. and I got it for my birthday. I've been really wanting to read this. This is kind of on the hot list right now, and I also just love Stephen Graham Jones a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna read this as soon as I can. I'm trying to keep up with the girlies with new releases. I'm trying, at least sometimes. The next prompt is bring a book back to life. It's been on your TBR for 1 or more years. This is Dead in Long Beach, California. Thank you to Tiffany for gifting this to me for my birthday. She says it's a short, weird horror that she likes. It's been on my TBR for a very long time, and at the top of my lowest rated books on Goodreads. Not by me, by other people. Typically, those ratings mean nothing to me, because I apparently don't share the taste with the average person. I don't say it as a compliment, I say it as a curse. But I'm very curious to see what this holds, because if Tiffany is saying it's a short but weird good horror, I trust Tiffany's judgment. This is supposed to be grief horror. This woman finds her brother and kind of goes mad about it in the aftermath of the grief and the chaos that ensues. So, we'll see. Use your brain as a puzzle or activity. Use your brain like a puzzle or an activity or game. And finally, we have the goblin creature. The first prompt is ugly cover, interesting premise. And for this, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers by saying act your age, Eve Brown. You got your screaming done? Okay, I hate this style of romance cover. I hate it. No offense to the artists, but that kind of art style, I'm just sick of it. I think it reminds me of corporate art style, and I hate it. I don't like it. I think it's ugly. Give me back illustrations. That's what I want. That's what I like. If it were anywhere else, I'm sick of seeing it on romance book covers. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. So I'm counting it. I'm counting it as ugly cover, interesting premise. This is the third book in the Brown sister series, following the youngest sister, Eve Brown. Basically, she's super ADHD, possibly autistic, very neurodivergent, very neurospicy, and her parents basically give her an ultimatum where they're like, hey, get your life together, stop being so childish, act your age, we're cutting you off, get your life together in a year. And she ends up kind of stumbling into this position of helping this B&B with this grumpy man. I love Sunshine X Grumpy, so we will see. Trickster will probably have a plot twist. Stormfront. This is the Dresden Files Book 1 by Jem Butcher. It is a series that I've been meaning to read for a long time. I've been told by a lot of people I'd probably like it. And it's a mystery. It's about a wizard, kind of wizard noir in Chicago, which I think is a really cool premise. And it's supposed to be kind of a mystery, crime, fantasy thing. So surely it'll have a plot twist if it has a mystery. And the last prompt is House Goblin. Check off one item from your to-do list. That one's pretty easy to do. First day of Full Moon Readathon. This is for peace, not for seconds. I'm actually on sprints, on Jan's first day sprints right now. And I think I'm going to start with, because I started with an audio of Babel this morning, and I got 1% into it. 16 minutes of 22 hours. I'm going to find the equivalent in the book, and I'm going to kind of tandem read as I color, and I'm also going to start with my manga, because I have manga for both spider prompts. I think I just want to finish one of those kind of as an easy victory, and then the other one I'm going to save is when I need a brain break, because I'm doing a lot of reading right now. But yeah, let's start on this. Let's color. Let's enjoy sprints. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, I'm a simp. Oh, I'm a goner. Oh, I'm done for. I'm absolute done goner. Close enough. Welcome back, Simon Riley. It is day 3 of the readathon, technically, because it's Friday. How am I doing so far? I've completed the books of the spider prompt. I read Shiki Volume 1 for my creepy prompt, and then I read, it's disgusting, I read Die Dark Volume 8 for my 8 prompt, because Volume 8. Shiki was interesting, because I'm making ramen, if you need to be nosy. Shiki was interesting because it is in Japanese. So there's a section, there's a bookstore, I don't know, I think they only have like a couple of stores across the US, but we have this giant bookstore named McKay's, and they have this foreign language section, and the Japanese manga is always like 25 cents, like no one ever buys it, and I'm like, well, I'm trying to learn Japanese, so this is good tools for me to do so, and a cheap way to do it, and so I have a bunch, and I found an English translation online to read it, but since I own it, I was like, well, I'm technically gonna get it off my TBR, so that's what I read. It's okay. It's not my favorite manga I've ever read. It's very, very Code Lyoko. And I don't say that as an insult, I just say that for the chaoticism, that it kind of feels like, why is this water so hot, bro? I don't know, it just kind of feels the chaotic, and I mean, that's good, I love chaos, but, so the premise is that there's this rural village that these new people move into after the temple, one of the shrines has fallen down, and all these people are dying in this village mysteriously. Now, they get summer flu, and there's only, like, a rural hospital and a rural doctor, so they're used to kind of, like, the older people, you know, a couple people dying every year, like, that's normal, because there's over 1,000 people there. So, a few deaths a year is not abnormal. However, during this summer, in, like, less than a month, 7 people have already died, and they're all dying of this weird kind of anemia type thing, because it's not lack of blood, it's something that's within their blood cells that's just, I think, macro anemia, something like that. I say vampires. But something is going on with the mosquitoes or something, and that's kind of all we got so far is just the, what the hell is going on here, and it's cool, so I like it, but it also feels a little bit too cramped, a little bit too jumbled in that early 2000s style. Kind of like the first volume of Ouran High School Host Club, if you've read that. But it's not bad. I gave it 3 out of 5. I am going to continue on with it casually just to see if it improves. But yeah, it was just fine. I like it good enough. I'm intrigued. I want to know if I'm right. And for Die Dark Volume 8, if you have not heard me wax poetic about it, Die Dark is written by one of my favorite manga authors, Kei Hayashida. And it's their newest series, which it's one of the, actually, I think it's the only manga series I am actually keeping physically up to date with. Their series, Dorohedoro, is one of my favorite manga of all time, and honestly, Die Dark is getting up there because every single volume has been 5 out of 5 stars, and so was this one. First of all, we open up with my boy, Damaru. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. I probably butchered it, but he's my boy Hellmaster. That's what I'm going to call him because that's his true name. We open up with my boy Hellmaster, and I can't get too into it because of spoilers, but basically this is a very Hellmaster lore coming back to haunt them with present day problems type of volume, and I ate it up. Because we got to finally see some vulnerabilities of certain characters. We got to finally see some OP things challenged, which was pretty cool. And now we're like, hey, what the hell is going to happen next? What implications does this have for the rest of it? And I love that. I'm loving the world. I'm loving the characters. I love the humor. Everything about it. Check out Die Dark. I love Die Dark so much. Those are the only things I've finished for the full Moon Readathon so far. But I am within like 60 pages of... I didn't like that angle of my chin. Ew. Ew! I am like 60 pages from finishing, not Chloe Brown, Eve Brown, so that's awesome. I am really enjoying it, but I'll talk about it when I actually finish it. And I am almost 150 pages into Babel. I'm hoping to get 300 into it today. I don't want to talk about it. I am reading faster. I've discovered about myself, though, that I read faster in audiobooks because I try to tandem read with audiobooks. I put it on 3 times speed, and then I start reading, and then I'm like, you're like half a page behind, audiobook. So I'm reading on my own, and then whenever I can't have the physical book, then I have the audio just to help. And it does help. It does help. The audiobook is very good. And the edition of the audiobook that I have has a female narrator doing the footnotes and a male narrator doing the narrative story, which is kind of nice. That way you know when the footnote comes in. I like that. That was very, very smart of the audiobook people. What else am I reading? I'm trying to read things in order that I have them on the prompts. I really am. Dead in Long Beach, California. I did start that, and it was very ironic that I started it when I did, and I won't go into why. But it's weird. Tiffany was right. It's very, very weird, but I'm still enjoying it. So I might try to get to page 100 in it today. And I'm going to try to read some more in Buffalo Hunter Hunter today. We're going to make some moves today. I hope. Greetings, friends. I have finished another book. Act Your Age, Eve Brown. This officially finishes out a series for me. Hell yeah. I have to say, I give this 5 out of 5 stars. I know Jan didn't enjoy this as much as the others. I think she said she liked it more than Chloe's, but I know that Danny's is her favorite. I actually love this. I still think that it would be Danny, Chloe's, and then maybe this, and maybe even tied with Chloe's, but I saw a lot of myself in Eve. And Nat, my lovely friend Nat, has my number, and this is relevant, I promise, because we read The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and I had her guess. I was like, can you guess already because I read it before she did, and I said, can you guess which one of the characters is my favorite? And she was like, oh, the asshole? And I was like, no, but you have my type down to a T. And I say that because, well, my type. Jacob is, I fear, one of my types. I love them. I love their dynamic. I saw a lot of myself in here. I laughed a lot. I thought it was just a goofy, fun, sweet time, and validating. A little bit too close to my number, but I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I finished that. I am going to be getting the other 2 books, which I don't own, and yeah, I'll be glad to have this whole series on my shelf. Every story was really fun, really good. I love them all. I think I'm gonna go to bed and probably read some more in Stormfront. I finished 3 books tonight, which is great, but they're not all for the full Moon Readathon, so you don't get to know about them. This honestly could have counted as my ugly cover, though, because what is this? Harry, what is this? His name's Harry. I'm enjoying this, though. I'm eating this up, so I'm probably gonna go to bed and read some more in this, because this is it's for the same creature card, but I forget what prompt this is. What are you? Oh, wizard? A lizard! Yeah, that's where we're at. I am this far into Babel. I'm really enjoying it. I just haven't really had time to sit down and read it. I thought I'd be to page 300 by now. I am not. But tomorrow, I'm gonna try and read my little socks off. Just starting off the morning reading Babel, because I only have about 170 something pages left, 150 pages just about now, 160, something like that. I'm finishing off my coffee, and I'm just having a slow morning. I hope to get a lot of reading done today, because it's supposed to be super hot outside. I think the temperature index is like 105 to 108 today. And I'm still taking care of this dog, or at least watching out for the dog, I should say. So that's going to take up a significant portion of my day, which is fine. But the rest of the day, I think I'm just going to be reading. I was going to go to town and tromp around, but it is so hot. So I think I'm just going to stay in and read. And do other stuff. We're updating from my basement. For reasons that I can't really go into right now. I have finished Dead in Long Beach, California. I also forgot to mention that I treated myself yesterday, so I did that prompt. You'll have to excuse my appearance. I've been kind of busy for the past, 24 hours, which all you need to know is I have finished Dead in Long Beach, California. I finished it this morning. I really liked it. So super weird, but so full of banger lines. It's definitely grief horror. The representations of, well, it's not even really horror. It's just grief uncomfortable. The way it describes grief and a lot of the actions and kind of the temporary insanity that can come with deep held grief. Spot on. Now, there was some stuff throughout that I was like, this doesn't make sense, but I take it just as part of the madness. You know, sometimes you gotta do that with just weird lit fic stuff. It didn't divert from the story too much. It makes sense in a way that it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense. I liked it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I will definitely be going back to reread it, because I'm sure that I will glean a lot more the second time than the first time, just as is sometimes with these types of books. But overall, I really, really enjoyed it. Thank you, Tiffany, for sending it to me from my wish list. You were right. I did absolutely love it, and I would recommend it. to try it for anyone, but be careful because it does deal with a lot of heavy topics, so check your trigger warnings as always. I am about 100 pages from finishing Babel, like 140 pages or something like that. Hi! I'm like 140 pages from finishing Babel, so I'll definitely finish it today. I want to try and get as far as possible in The Secret History and Buffalo Hunter Hunter. I am also going to finish the Dresden Files today, come hell or high water, and I would like to finish Buffalo Hunter Hunter. I would like to. Will I? It's a different story, and I'm going to try and get as far as I can in The Secret History, because I have to finish all these by tomorrow. I'll show you how I treated myself when I go back upstairs, but I'm still planning on going to town tomorrow and treating myself, so we will see what comes of it then. Am I treating myself by treating a dog? Maybe. Depends on how you look at it. So far, I feel like I have been failing this readathon, just because it's been so freaking sporadic, but I am enjoying what I'm reading. I'm really enjoying Babel. I get why people say it's dense. I understand that, but I think that my grimdark and high fantasy tendencies have prepared me for it, and I'm really vastly enjoying it. I am flying through it. And it's not just because of me also tandem with the audiobook or physical book. Like, I really am just flying through it and enjoying it. I think I liked the first half a little bit more than the second half, but the second half is starting to pick up more now, and so I'm liking it. I'm still loving it. I don't know what I'm saying liking it. So far, it's still feeling like a 4.5 stars. I don't know if it's quite hit that 5-star mark yet, but it is definitely, it could be. It definitely could be. The Dresden Files, I think, is going to be a solid 4 so far. I'm really enjoying it. I do, as of right now, still plan on continuing the series. I've had some banger reads so far. I really, really have. Nothing has totally fallen flat. I think the worst was a 3-star, which is fine. Even that's not bad. So yeah, it's going well. I'm getting so much reading done, a lot of my physical TBR done, and a lot of things from my library that I've been wanting to check out for a long time, so it's all good. It's all super good. I'm gonna read a lot more today. I'm debating on going to town today and doing stuff, or staying and reading. I feel like tomorrow will probably be a better day to stay in and read, because it's supposed to be more stormy. Bub, what are you doing? I've been calling him Bub, because I don't know if he has a name or what his name is, so I've just been calling him Bub. Okay, I'm gonna go and, ow, I worked out yesterday. I'm okay. Oh, sweetie, I'm okay. Oh, you were so concerned. I'm okay. I'm okay, sweetie. I'm okay. Okay, I'm gonna say hi. I'm gonna go take care of him. You taken care of, aren't you? You're being spoiled. You're being spoiled. You wanna be on YouTube? He does not. And I respect his decision. So, I'm gonna... Oh, he got freaked out by the pole behind me. Okay. He's itching, for anyone that's concerned. The reason I don't have him in the house is because he's full of fleas. Well, I shouldn't say full, but he does have fleas, so... Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that story in this video, but I am gonna go get the Buffalo Hunter Hunter, probably, and go on the front porch and read if I don't go to town. In a twisting turn of events, I am about 100 pages from finishing Babel. I'm gonna finish it tonight. I'm also starting on this. I hope to read at least maybe 100 pages in it tonight, and then finish the rest tomorrow. Hopefully, but I was gone from home a lot today, and I don't plan to be tomorrow. I plan to stay in, especially since it's supposed to be gloomy and stormy, so hopefully I will be able to get a lot read. Probably not going to finish Stormfront tonight either, but probably going to read another good few chapters in it just because I'm enjoying it. So the game plan is finish Babel, read as much as I can in this, read for fun in Stormfront, and maybe read 50 more pages in Buffalo Hunter Hunter, or another chapter or two, whatever comes first, and just chill, and then go to bed. It's the last day, y'all. It is the last day of Full Moon Readathon. How did we get here? Why are we here? Those are all good questions that I want to answer. Here's where we stand as of today. I have 3 books that I need to finish. And what are those? That doesn't sound so bad, Chey. You know, a lot of people still have a book or 2 to finish during Full Moon Readathon. Is it like a manga and then like a novel? You wish. It's more like, why is my hair doing that? Why would you betray me like this? Oh, I can't believe you've done this. More like the Buffalo Hunter Hunter, The Secret History, and Stormfront. And I know what you're thinking. Well, Chey, are you just halfway through those books, or are you, within 100 pages or something of those books? No, The Secret History I literally started last night, and then The Buffalo Hunter I am 70 pages in. Stormfront I'm nearly halfway through, so you'd be right there. But Buffalo Hunter I'm only 70 pages through, and then The Secret History I am 40 something pages through, I think. But I'm flying through it. I don't even remember which prompts go with which. I just know that they exist, like me. Right now, I'm gonna keep making my breakfast, and yeah, clearly I need breakfast. I can't even think. Good evening, my loves. It has been a time. What time is it? It's summertime. It's time to set. It's Thursday. The full Moon Readathon technically ended yesterday. Yesterday at 11:59. I did not finish said readathon. I still have 2.5 books to go. I still have the Buffalo Hunter, I have The Secret History, and I have Stormfront, half of Stormfront. I just was not feeling it yesterday. The brain gremlins have been waging war upon my psyche, and today too has not been going well for me. And also, I'm now mother to 3 dogs for an undeterminate amount of time, and I didn't plan on that happening during the readathon. It was 1, then it became 2 this morning, and then by this afternoon it became 3. So I think you'll understand that I need to take my time on this. Time is a construct that I do not adhere to, both as a moral and spiritual choice. So we will be taking the full Moon Readathon as long as it takes me to finish these gosh darn books. Okay? Glad we're set on that. I have to go make supper. Is this a Beartooth bathrobe? Yes. Should you be surprised? What are you, new here? Good morning. It's more than a full week after the full Moon Readathon has ended, and have I finished my books? No. Actually, I don't even remember if I talked to you about Babel, about finishing Babel, did I? So, Babel is going to be in a couple different videos, but it makes sense to talk about it in here because it was for full Moon Readathon as well. I love this. I'm pretty sure I didn't talk about this book. So, I love this. This was my... I don't remember what prompt this was. I'll look it up. What? No, I'm not gonna look it up. Chey, just cut that out. I flew through this book faster than I thought was possible. Everyone talks about like how dense it is and how thick it is and stuff like that. But I stand by what I said, that my reading of high fantasy and grimdark and all that stuff, I think just prepared me, just greased the wheels for me, because I flew through this. People are right. It is dense, but in a good way. What I think is dense is Mr. Norrell and Jonathan Strange, whatever that book is dense. This, I flew through this. I absolutely love this. I saw a lot of my own experiences in it, which I expected. It was my own experiences, but in a different font. Obviously, there's a lot that I couldn't relate to, but that I kind of related to. It's hard to explain, talking about the colonialism and the classism and the racism and all that. I loved the discussions around language. I love the pacing in this too. I did like the first half more than the second half at the start. And then once things started really, really picking up in the second half, I was like, okay, now we're cooking with peanut oil. Here we go. And I loved it. I had such a great time with it. I would recommend this to anyone. I need to go back and highlight and underline more in it. But I'm not that worried about it because I know that I'm going to go back and reread this eventually. Hell, I might do it next week. Who knows? But especially in the last few chapters, I like the last 8 chapters, there was so much to underline, so much to highlight, so much that I was like, yep, I loved it. It was great. I can't wait to read the Poppy War trilogy. I can't wait. I want to start it this fall. I think I'll probably start it this fall and finish it this fall, hopefully. Yeah, Rebecca Kuang's books. Yeah, R.F. Kuang's books have just been hit for me, hit after hit, luckily. I had a great time with this. I loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. It also made me want to get back into studying languages again. Or I said it like I ever stopped, but I've kind of been off the wagon for a little bit. It made me want to get back into my language studies. Now, I only have 3 books left to finish. I have Stormfront, which I have like 100 pages in, and then I have Buffalo Hunter Hunter and The Secret History, which you're on top of right now. It's like under 1,000 pages total, I think, which I know I can do that in a day, but I have things to do today. So, what I have decided to try and help me, my friend Nat, which if you've been here before, you know who I'm talking about. Nat is doing a little 24-hour readathon thing, and I think I'm gonna join her. Like, it's the timer method. I think she's doing it for her own separate video, but I have a lot of books that I need to get. I'm surrounded by 20 books right now. I want you to know that. I counted, like, last night. There are 20 books in my immediate vicinity of this table, this floor, and this couch. And I need to get done with a lot of them. I need to get them off my table. I need to get them out of my sight. So I'm going to join in. Don't worry, I'm not going to be making a separate 24-hour readathon video, but just joining in with the spirit I think will help me get a lot of stuff done and crank out this readathon and get it done. I do have the good excuse of saving those dogs, though. The little hellions. Also, Jan loves her 24-hour readathons, and I missed the last layer 24-hour readathon, because that was our readathon, the weekend readathon after the full moon readathon. So, yeah, it's fitting. It's all coming full circle. Those are the 3 books that I hope to finish. Just a couple more, but those are the only ones that are relevant to what we're doing here. I'll let you know when I have a different update. There's the Stephen Graham Jones that I know. Yep, this makes sense. Guess what? I finally did it. Stormfront. I finished Stormfront tonight. Thank you, Nat, for getting me to do this 24-hour readathon with you. I am just shy of 17 hours. I finished that book at 16:57, I do believe, and it's late at night now. I've been working all weekend, both at my audio engineering stuff and just with my parents around the house doing stuff, but I have been making time to read. Tomorrow's the last day of the month, so I'm going to stay up as late as I can tonight and read as much as I can tonight to run out the timer as much as I can. Then I'm going to read as much as I can tomorrow. And if it takes a few hours into September, we'll just pretend like it didn't, because I want all this to count for my August reading. But yes, I finished Stormfront. I absolutely loved this. This was 5 stars for me. I will be continuing on with this series. It is such a goofy, fun time that also talks about darker subjects, but in a way that me and Nat were having this discussion actually, where there's a difference between things that are just so heavy and dark and gritty that it reflects too much like the real world, and it's kind of sickening to read, and it's like, I see enough of that in the real world. I don't want to read about that. Versus having a book that has those things, and yet you can stomach them more. We were talking about it specifically with superheroes. Like, why can we stomach it in Batman versus something like Invincible or something like that? And I said, in comparison, it feels like with Batman, that sort of thing is like a Mario, like a 2D scroller in the background of Mario, versus something like Invicious or Invincible or whatever it is. It's more of like VR, where it's like you can't escape it. It's not just for giving context, and it's not just for understanding the character or something better. It's just like, it is, and you can't escape it. And that's too much like a reality. But this is not that. It is the 2D scroller kind. It is there to enrich and give context to the story, but there is humor and there is light throughout, and that there is goodness and people coming to save the day, and also just a lot of looking at the face of tragedy, or looking at the face of what seems to be insurmountable odds, and doing your best every time, thank you Brennan Lee Mulligan, trying to thrive trying to thrive while surviving, basically. I loved it. I would highly recommend this series. I will say what my friend Nat often says, where it's like, if the humor works for you, it does. If the humor doesn't work for you, it doesn't. It's a very specific type of humor, but if you like any kind of noir, wizardry, or just sort of grimdark fantasy, but kind of takes place in the real world, I say give it a shot. It's a very fun series. I'm very late to the party on that, but it was fun. Some updates. I am about halfway through the Buffalo Hunter Hunter, you see. I am really enjoying it. I'm still a little bit lost in the sauce, but it's Stephen Graham Jones, so I trust him to take me by the hand and lead me through the dark. Sounded more lyrical than I intended it, but I am still loving it. I am understanding it for the most part, but there's some things where I'm like, where are you taking me, Steven? Where are we going? I'm excited to see how it ends. And The Secret History, I don't know where I last updated you, but I'm almost like 200 pages into it. I'm still loving it. That and the Buffalo Hunter Hunter are the only ones I need to finish. I'm going to try to read as much as I can of the Buffalo Hunter Hunter tonight. Talk to you later. I finished The Buffalo Hunter Hunter. Not last night, the night before. I finished it 2 minutes to midnight before September 1st, which is a great Iron Maiden song, by the way, if you did not know. 2 minutes to... Anyway, so I finished it. I loved it. It's very Stephen Graham Jones. It's very weird. I wish that I had read it a little bit slower. I wish I had, because I think it would have just like... Right now it's a 4.5, really 5-star in spirit, and I think the missing 0.5 is me not reading it as slowly as I would have liked, and I think I'm going to get more out of it on my reread. That's not to say that I didn't get anything. I love this book. This book is amazing. I usually don't really like slower paced books, but I love this. Stephen Graham Jones just has me in a chokehold, and that's fine. Also, the man needs to write a romance. He's not watching this, but Stephen Graham Jones, where's my Bigfoot romance? Where is it? Where is it? As my twin says, you would do Yearning very well. Where is it? I know you have it. I love this book, though. It was so creepy, so unsettling. The build-up was worth it for the payoff. And true to Stephen Graham Jones fashion, the last 100 pages are just balls to the wall. Insane. But something I really liked about this book is that with the other Stephen Graham Jones books I read, they start off strong, yes, and they don't get weaker, but usually there's a little bit of a lull before things start getting gritty and gory, just a little bit. Like, there's a little bit, pacing to get us comfortable in the world. Here it started much earlier, and I was like, oh, okay, I like. Another One Bites the Dust. Was that my Chonker book? I don't remember. Now we just have this to go. I'm gonna try and read a lot in this today, but I know I'm not gonna finish it. I'm enjoying it. I am a pretty good chunk of the way through it. I mean, I'm almost 200 pages into it. I am loving it. I'm having a great time, and I did not see one of the things coming. I expected it eventually, but not so soon, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I just need time to actually sit down and read it. So, and I still have 12 hours to go on my 13 hours to go on my readathon, my 24-hour readathon. So, this book has me absolutely sad. I have had a weird past few days of just brain lemons and not wanting to read, even though this is the only book that I have left to finish this gosh darn readathon, and I have been loving it. I'm just like, it's 500 pages, and I just read 100 pages of it in less than an hour and a half. So don't tell me I can't do it, because I know I can. It's just, do I feel like it? And now I'm to book 2. I'm most of the way through it now. The end is within sight for Bunny and this book. And I'm gonna finish it. Hopefully, I might finish it tomorrow. I don't know, man. Maybe. Because I'll have less than 200 pages, right? Pretty quickly tomorrow. But, yeah, I'm really loving this. It's feeling like at least a very high 4-star, if not 5. At least a very high 4. And there was something that made me laugh. What was it? I mean, this book has made me laugh a lot. But there was something in particular. What was the line that made me laugh? Oh, but I shall be very disappointed indeed if we lose him to the Presbyterians. I don't know why, that just made me laugh a lot. Oh, and another one of my favorite lines is, good God, the Borgias would have wept to see the health food store I found in Brattlesboro last week. The Borgias would have wept. Yeah. Good night. I did it, y'all. I did it. I finally finished the last book of Full Moon Readathon, because I'm pretty sure Bunny wasn't a part of it, right? I finished The Secret History. Surprisingly, this did not take me as long as I would have suspected, just because of the girth. And I flew through this. Every time I sat down to read this, I easily read 100 pages in like under an hour. It was that good. The writing was that addicting. It just I love snobby, I love it. I had such a fun time with these characters, with this whole world. What was it that I wrote? I just saw my own annotation. What did I write? I lightly annotated this, just because I think I'm going to go back and read it time and time again, because I believe this is one of those books that you're going to pick up more where you left off. Oh, even I can see this is foreshadowing metaphors for miles away. Yeah, it gutted me at the end. I saw the ending. I can't say I saw it coming, but I figured that it was a potential ending. I wasn't for certain, but I wasn't surprised. I was I was more so, yeah, I saw that as a possibility, but I didn't think that was going to be the ending. But it makes sense. Still gutted me. And I told my friends it's not because it's that a certain character is that relatable or that he's that great. It's just something about that ending was so viscerally familiar and just gutting to me, especially the way the few seconds before it happened. Yeah, it hit. I love this. Is it a 5-star? In spirit, but there's a few things that just make me want to knock it down to 4.5 stars. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that here, but there was just a couple of lines that I'm like, was that necessary? Was that necessary? Just the way that some things were handled, I was like, that came out of nowhere, and that's kind of, but it's like more so the character than the author, but I'm not gonna get into it, but it's still 4.5 stars. I had such a great time with it. I will be reading this over again. I can't believe how quickly I read through this for how dense it seems to be, but it really didn't feel dense while reading it. It really didn't. It really just flowed super easily. I had an amazing time. Would recommend this for anyone who is looking to read dark or chaotic or anything academia, really. And as someone who went to an Ivy League adjacent, because they refuse to call themselves Ivy League because it's not very Jesuit of them, related a lot to this. But also, I didn't have sympathy. It was so interesting being a different part. I'll talk about this in my dark academia vlog, which I'm already doing. But yeah, I like this. And now the readathon is done. Now it's over. I think I talked about everything. If I didn't, I'll pick up wherever and talk to you about it. But yeah, it's done. It's done. We'll do a wrap up later. Here we are at the end again, my friends. How we doing? We made it through. God bless however long this thing probably freaking is. Look how much stuff we finished. I actually finished all this stuff. Did I finish it in the correct allotted time? Time is a construct, and I don't follow the law. But we finished all these. Some of these long time reads that I've been wanting to get to for forever. I got 6 books off my physical TBR. I got 2 books off of my TBR in general. I'm happy with it. I call this a massive success. Great success. Wow, that middle school boy inside of me just pulled that out of a hat. And that facial expression was the thumbnail. Back to life. My laptop went to sleep. So I finished all of these. And did I have any duds? I don't think so. What was my lowest rated one? Probably Shicky, I think was like 3 out of 5-ish, but I still enjoyed it. It's just really kind of a setup book. Maybe it was a 3, 4, whatever. Definitely the least favorite, but not a flop. My absolute favorite, that's hard. I'm gonna choose between 3 because I can. So, Babel, in no particular order, by the way. The Secret History, and Is Anyone Shocked? Is anyone shocked? The Buffalo Hunter. No one is shocked. Stephen Graham Jones does not leave me the same when I leave a novel as when I entered it, and that is just a fact. I loved all these. They were so good. I got so much done. I feel so accomplished. I feel so good! So, yeah, I call that a success, fam. Jan, we should do this again sometime. You know, like, next year? That sounds good to me. Thank you, everybody, so much for, sticking around, checking out whatever the heck went on here. I'm gonna be making a lot of book videos in the future. I also make videos of all kinds on my main channel. Yeah, shocking. There's 2 of me. I'll link that channel up above, down below. I do all kinds of stuff, but this is my main book-centric channel. So if that's what you're into, hit the subscribe button down below. I got reading vlogs coming up. I got themed vlogs coming up. I got readathons. I got whatever the hell I'm reading vlogs. And yes, that is what they're actually called. But if you're also into other chaos, like shark movies, or challenging Markiplier to drive a barge with me, or deep dives into the psychology of sound in horror games, then maybe check out my main channel. Maybe subscribe there and hang out for a little while too. That being said though, I'm going to get out of here. And I will see you again next time. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you ain't heard from anyone else today, I love you. Love and peace.